Welcome to Middle Class Matters Business News in English from Dr CMA Alagesan on the CAG audit report of 19 of 2023 on Bharatmala pariyojana. Part number 30 continued. 4. Standardization of terms for right of way. Definition of the term right of way and availability of right of way has not been standardized till date. They varied for different mode of concessions as detailed below. EPC agreement. Right of way meant the concession possession of the sites free from encroachments and encumbrances, together with all way leaves, easements, unrestricted access, and other rights of way, howsoever described, necessary for construction and maintenance of the project highway in accordance with the EPC agreement, HAM agreement. Right of way meant the constructive possession of the site together with all way leaves, easements, unrestricted access, and other rights of way, howsoever described, necessary for construction, operation, and maintenance of the project highway in accordance with the concession agreement. BOT or toll agreement. Right of way meant the constructive possession of the site together with all way leaves, easements, unrestricted access, and other rights of way to be read in conjunction with construction zone, howsoever described, necessary for construction, operation, and maintenance of the project highway in accordance with the concession agreement. Definition of availability of right of way under different mode of agreements was as follows. EPC agreement. It provided that prior to appointed date, implementing agencies should have procured issuance of the statutory notification under applicable laws for vesting of all the land in the authority and have taken possession of area for construction zone for at least 90% of the total length of the project highway. HAM agreement. It provided that prior to appointment date, concessionaire should be provided right of way in such a way that it was not prevented from undertaking construction of the project to the extent of at least 80% of the length. However, 20% should not include any land which might prevent the construction of any critical element of the project, without which the completion certificate or provisional certificate could not be granted. HAM agreements further stated that prior to appointed date, implementing agency should have procured issuance of the statutory notification under appropriate laws for vesting of all land comprising the projects in the government and have taken possession of at least 80% of the length. However, it further stated that stray plots of land which the parties mutually agreed to exclude from such vesting prior to appointed date could be exempted from being handed over at the time of appointed date. BOT or toll agreement. It provided that concessionaire should be provided free appointed date before appointed date right of way for 90% of the concession zone, so that on completion of the work in the granted right of way, access should be sufficient to construct and achieve commercial operation date of the project. The impact of such varying definitions of right of way and its availability across different modes of construction showcased that in spite of national highways construction being carried out for such long periods, the definitions were still evolving. It was a contributing factor in delays in handing over of requisite right of way, as discussed in detail for 66 sample projects below at serial number 7, resulting in delayed progress of the projects. MORTH did not furnish reply to the audit observations. 7. Compliance to CCEA directions. 1. Out of sample 66 projects, in case of 39 projects, due to non-handing of requisite right of way alone, fixation of appointed date, that is inception of project construction, was delayed in the range of 7 days to 947 days. In case of another 19 project, fixation of appointed days was delayed for a period ranging from 10 days to 697 days due to composite impact of non-handing over of requisite right of way and the contractors or concessionaires not fulfilling their part of obligations in form of submission of performance bank guarantees, formation of special purpose vehicles or achievement of other conditions precedent. While in case of other four projects, appointed date was delayed in the range of 22 days to 898 days due to contractor or concessionaire not fulfilling their condition precedent. For balance four projects, the appointed date was fixed in time. However, out of these four projects, in case of one project, Chandrurad UAE Package 2B, the appointed date was fixed before scheduled date but without handing over the minimum requisite land. And out of 58 projects where fixation of appointed date was delayed solely due to non-handing over of right of way or it being one of the reasons, in case of 15 projects, the requisite right of way was not made available to the contractors or concessionaires even on the delayed appointed date. Leave apart the CCEA directions of having minimum requisite land at the time of award. Out of these 15 projects, in case of 7 projects, contractors or concessionaires had already sought or granted extension of time in scheduled completion for 100 days to 402 days up to October 2021 due to non-handing of requisite right of way at the time of appointed date. MORTH admitted in April 2022 delays in handing over of requisite right of way at the time of appointed date in respect of various projects and further stated that NHAI was making all efforts in close coordination with state governments for expeditious availability of right of way for the projects. It was assured that directions regarding availability of land would be issued and appointed date would be declared only after availability of requisite right of way. The fact remained that due to delays in handing over of right of way, progress of BPP-I projects was getting delayed, hurting the seamless connectivity. Thus, MORTH failed to ensure the requisite availability of right of way before award of a project and also failed to standardize the terms related to right of way and its availability. It resulted in delayed and land acquisition for National Highways project and consequent delayed fixation of appointed date, thereby hampering overall progress of BPP-I. In non-compliance to CCEA directions, appointed date was being fixed in BPP-I projects without handing over the requisite right of way, contributing to skewed development of projects or corridors as discussed later in the chapter. Recommendation number 25. MORTH should make efforts for strengthening and streamlining the system of project execution, including land acquisition framework and standardization of terms like right of way and its availability across different modes of construction. Recommendation number 26. MORTH should ensure more holistic right of way planning and acquisition rather than project based in order to ensure seamless movement across the complete length of corridor. 6.1.2 Acquisition of land in excess of the requirement. While reviewing 66 project, audit observed that in the following cases, implementing agencies acquired excess land either due to oversight or deficient scrutiny of faulty detailed project reports. 6.1.2.1 Dwarka Expressway Package 1. NHAI acquired excess land of 2.29 hectares, 5.65 acres from Airports Authority of India AAI at 50% of the market value as against the condition of AAI transferring necessary land meant for project construction to NHAI. This parcel of land being adjacent to the other land acquired was of no use to AAI. In fact, NHAI also did not have any plan to use such land for the project or otherwise at the time of acquiring it. But still NHAI acquired it, and for this land parcel, AAI has raised a claim of 105.61 crore. MORTH admitted in April 2022 acquisition of excess AAI land because the same was not usable for AAI. It further admitted the fact of possibilities being explored to make use of the said land for development of tunnel, command center or amenities etc. for Dwarka Expressway. Thus, land for which AIA was claiming 105.61 crore was acquired by NHAI without planning its usage at the time of the project appraisal and approval, and now possible ways to justify such acquisition were being explored. 6.1.2.2 Muzabot Tenot. NHAI did not scrutinize properly the faulty detailed project report of the project, resulting in acquiring of excess land of around 38 hectares which of no use in the project. MORTH admitted in April 22 excess acquisition of 38 hectares of land which was not falling in project alignment. 6.1.2.3 Varanasi Dagampur Package 1. NHAI did not scrutinize the deficient detailed project report properly, due to which it acquired excess land of around 13.71 hectares which was of no use in respect in the project. MORTH admitted in April 2022 excess acquisition of land was due to faulty land acquisition plan. 6.1.2.4 Delhi Meerut Expressway Package 4. NHAI did not scrutinize properly the faulty detailed project report, due to which it acquired 9.34 hectares of land beyond the right of way. Payment of Rs 12.8 crore had already been made for 3.73 hectares out of 9.34 hectares land. MORTH admitted in April 2022 excess acquisition of land and also stated that show cause notice with suspension notice were issued to detailed project report consultant besides debarring it for 2 years. 6.1.2.5 Jabalpur Hiran River Package 1. Due to faulty detailed project report, land was acquired on right hand side for approaches to Hiran Bridge facing from Jabalpur to Hiran River, when in fact the land was to be acquired on left hand side approaches of Hiran Bridge, which resulted in construction of retaining wall on left hand side of Hiran Bridge at a cost of Rs 10.38 crore under change of scope. MORTH did not furnish reply to the audit observation. Thus, acquisition of excess land primarily because of deficient scrutiny of detailed project report resulted in not only burdening on BPP-I funds, but also requiring efforts for maintenance and protection of such land parcels from encroachment. With regard to acquisition of surplus land, MORTH during exit conference in May 2022 mentioned that no substantial surplus land has been occupied, and that due to inaccuracy in revenue records of land, variation of 1 or 2% in land acquisition generally occur. The fact remained that there were avoidable lapses on the part of implementing agencies while acquiring land, as they failed to scrutinize land schedules, land acquisition plans, and also failed to match the same with actual alignment of the project, resulting in acquisition of 1635.14 hectares of surplus land for NHAI projects up to March 31st, 2021, resulting in extra burden on the exchequer. 6.1.3 Irregular charging of agency charges. NHI DCL was adding to the cost of land 1% as agency charges on the land compensation determined by competent authority for land acquisition without any approval from the competent authority. During test check of 5 sample projects, it was observed that in the case of 2 projects, Kohima Jessima Package 2 and 3, an amount of 1.12 crore has been charged as agency charges. However, records relating to remaining 3 projects have not been produced to audit. Audit also sought information or detail for 1% agency charges booked in all BPP-I projects being handled by NHI DCL. However, the same was not provided to audit. In the exit conference in May 2022, MORTH assured to look into the matter and intimate the audit in due course. 6.2 Fixation of appointed date. Appointed date is the date from which the project construction is commenced. While reviewing 66 project, audit observed the following in respect of fixation of project appointed dates. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please share it to your friends and relatives for information sharing and knowledge dissemination and knowledge gathering. Since we are paying taxes to the government, how the politicians, contractors, and the bureaucrats' nexus is creating havoc on our tax system. How they are swindling the money, you will come to know. Thanks for hearing.